Welcome for everybody who's up, and for those of you who are recording the show, I hope you enjoy this little section when you get to see it in due course. Okay, so what I'd like to do first of all is just give you an idea of where the chakras are placed in the body. And this little diagram is a little indication of where the chakras are placed. So the root chakra is actually at the root chakra is at the base of the spine, and this particular chakra opens downwardly. The sacral chakra is just above the pubic bone, and that opens outwardly. The solar plexus is just at the diaphragm, the heart chakra in the middle of the chest, the throat chakra at the pulse point in the throat, the third eye on the middle of the forehead, and the crown on the top of the head, and that also opens outwardly. Now, because we're using the energy centers in psychic development, as well as using this system for all manner of interpretations, when you are opening the chakras, they open from the root upwardly, which is why we talk about it as we open up. And you count them out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the chakras and energy centers are visualized when you're opening them. You visualize just the front ones. But actually, there are rear chakras that open spontaneously when you open the front ones. The best way to visualize a chakra when opening them is usually to visualize a flower bud, preferably white. And when you open the chakra in a visualization with the petals opening and opening and opening till they're full. And when you close the chakra, you visualize the petals closing down again into the bud. So those are the basics really in context of the chakras. Now, when we're working with energy exchange, as in hands-on therapies, spiritual healing, any kind of exchange of energy through techniques such as reflexology, aromatherapy, Indian head massage, we are exchanging energy and we are conducting energy into the body. And at certain frequencies, that energy relates to specific chakras. Bearing in mind that the root chakra is the slowest or the steadiest, and as we open up, they get faster and faster and faster, all the way to the crown. Now, when we're looking at the colors of the chakras, and we're looking at chakra crystals, which are predominantly to indicate the colors, as we can see, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And if I could just ask my lady producer, beautiful Miss L, just to open that camera angle a little bit for me, then we can get a good idea. Now, the colors themselves are quite important because it's the spectrum of the rainbow, and we have red all the way through to amethyst. Now, the root chakra essentially is indicative of your base and where you are grounded and rooted. And when you are reading the chakras, you often have to look to see whether the color of the chakra is the right color, and whether the chakra itself is grounded, ungrounded, whether it's moving fast or slow, whether the energy is moving out of the body or into the body. Because the direction and the frequency of what you perceive at this level gives you a very strong indication as to how grounded or how rooted the individual is. And this chakra represents the physical body on the physical plane. So when you are doing spiritual healing, you will look into the first level of the aura to look for any disturbances that may be present in the physical body. Now, when we talk about the sacral chakra, this is the next one up, and it's usually orange. And this particular chakra is the second level of the aura on the physical plane and is often known as the emotional body on the physical plane. Because it's linked very strongly to the area of the body which controls libido, we would also consider this to be where one is activated with a physical attraction to someone. But oftentimes that's also quite strongly linked to the emotional response. And sometimes people misunderstand that the heart chakra, although carries the emotional signatures, the emotions are actually carried at this level of the aura and can be very interesting when you start to read those details on this particular level. The next chakra is the solar plexus chakra, and this is at the diaphragm area. It's yellow, and this is the intellectual body or the mental body on the physical plane. And this is where all of our thoughts and ideas and inspirations and knowledge is contained. So if you're studying, learning, if you're going up for an interview, new job, if you're learning new skills, this is the chakra that will be most active. The next chakra is the heart chakra, and it is a very, very important chakra because it's a crucible. It's the chakra within which the root, sacral and solar plexus chakras translates the energy through that crucible, the astral gateway, and takes its energy into the spiritual realm. And as below, the the fifth, sixth and seventh chakras are called the physical body on the spiritual plane, the emotional body on the spiritual plane, and the mental body on the spiritual plane. So the heart chakra, therefore, is really the gateway to the spiritual realm and contains the opportunity to receive and translate channeled information, and it also is a very powerful chakra when reading soul contracts or when you have information given about reincarnation. Now, the throat chakra, third eye and crown are also very important because this would be the communication center when reading, as well as it being the blueprint of the physical body in the spiritual plane. So when you're using alternative therapies and channeling energy into the body, you would go to the fifth level to receive the blueprint, the perfect outline of the body in the spiritual plane, and translate that to the first level of the aura, which is the physical body on the physical plane. So it's almost like you reinforce the blueprint of the perfection to the physical dimension. Third eye is always about projections, visions, psychic reception of information. It's also where your clear seeing psychic ability comes in. And of course, it's a dark indigo blue. And last but by no means least, the crown chakra, which is often amethyst or purple, and it opens outwardly off the top of the head. And this is where you receive higher guidance, either through your own helpers, or indeed when you develop the psychic link that bridges your mind to the divine mind, when you can receive and interpret, perceive and interpret information that is beneficial to yourself or those who you are receiving information from. It's vitally important when you develop to learn how to open and close your chakras properly and learn how to understand the frequencies of the energies of each chakra, because when they change or adjust, you'll be able to intuitively understand why they've changed, if the colors are different, how the energies of the chakras are presented into the aura, and oftentimes as well, the chakras contain what is called signatures of energy which highlight specific events that have happened to an individual or what they're going through now. So it's an extra dimension in your perception capability to be able to see an individual not just on their physical plane, but on their emotional and mental aspects, both in the physical dimension and in the higher dimension. And you're able to get a very deep and insightful and well-rounded picture of the individual that you're working with. And oftentimes when you are working with guidance, then you are drawn to a particular chakra, and it can literally give you an incredible amount of detailed information on which to take your reading to the next level. So I hope that that has been quite useful for you, especially for everyone out there who is working with the chakras, learning any kind of psychic development, and appreciate that the colors of the rainbow are standard with the 7 chakras, but when you start reading and perceiving them, they can change, and there's a very, very good reason for that. So there you are, a little masterclass on the colors and the chakras and how to open and close them and what they're there for and what they represent.